Welcome to Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
And crash. You son
Oh, God. Hold on. Pause.
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
They were targeting Wall Street when they should have been targeting Capitol Hill. They should have been targeting DC. This is the same thing, and this is what people keep missing.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
You bought GameStop at 400, didn't you? To the moon, baby. To the moon.
Get ready to own the chaos in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Chaos. My name is Brad. That guy over there is Fat Man Zoom. The stock market is crazy. The stock market. Let me start over. The stock market's crazy and chaotic. We made it our mission to help you own it. Lately, it kind of feels like it's owning us, but we're going to come back. It's all good.
It's making us its BS.
What's up, man?
Although we're going to point out that maybe it's not owning us so much.
Correct, yes.
Nothing, man. Shout out to our starting five. We got Sam Cisneros, Arfin, team coaching, Rudy Brown, Gray, Nebula. What's up, my people?
Shout out to Mike Hudson, bro. Mike Hudson been on vacation. It's the first time I've seen him chiming in. What's up, man? Good to see you, bro.
Let me go ahead and click the like because that's what I do when I start.
That's what all of you should be doing. All 71 of you watching this very second.
Yeah. It's going to be a good conversation today. We're going to talk about Elon, Bitcoin, trending topics. But there's going to be some good conversations. Obviously, we're going to get into other stuff. But yeah, man, I like your tweet that you'd put out. And we've talked about it, but your tweet about, the stock market's not crashing. It's your account that's crashing.
Yeah.
It's
funny. Important to know the difference. Yes, for sure.
But we're going to look at some, I'm excited because we're going to look at the Dividend bot for the first time.
Yeah.
And essentially our reopening account is what we can call it.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so because we, just like you, want to hedge, guys. And we're going to look at that. We haven't really brought it publicly to the channel. Our level 3 has probably heard a little bit about it.
Yeah.
The people that are already in the bot have obviously, dealt with it and seen sort of how it is.
Yep.
But anyways, so we got a lot of good stuff to talk about. Earnings today. What were our big three? Airbnb, DoorDash, and what? Disney?
Disney, yeah.
Yeah, so we got all that stuff, man. It's been... the week's been flying by. How do you like the live streams?
I'm digging it. Guys, let us know what you think in the chat and in the comments if you're watching later. What do you think of us going live daily? I'm loving it. I'm loving interacting with you guys every day. There's always something to talk about. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I feel good about it.
And last night, Wednesday nights are our man meal nights. So Brad was up a little bit later than normal.
Another epic night, yeah.
I like the...
Our first lady crashed the man meal.
Yeah.
We had our first lady crash it. My stepmom rolled in.
But she's got like it's not an exemption.
Yeah, she's got like
an exemption.
She knows how to hang out with the men.
You know what I like about that? I'm so glad that we started taking that group picture.
Yeah.
Because yesterday was Man Meal 29. So October 28th was our first Man Meal. We've done every Wednesday since then. And only the past less than 10 we've taken a picture. Maybe it's been 8. But it's cool to see different people that are rolling in, but also like the different vibes and different spots that we do the Man Meal at.
It's awesome to like really kind of like see how it's unfolded, because I showed up like Man Meal 3, I think 3 or 4.
Yeah. Duck Goose, right? Was that your first one?
Yeah. And so it's been cool to just see how much it's grown and evolved, and and it really hasn't been that long, relatively speaking, 6 months, and it's just like it's pretty cool just to see how it's grown.
Yeah, for sure. It's been good, and we're intentionally looking to grow it even more, not just to grow for growth's sake, but like so other people can experience it, because a lot of people don't realize that the studio exists. So we do it here at the studio every other week.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't realize the studio exists. So it allows people who are local to get to see it. But also when people hear about it, they're like, what? Or when they see it on like Instagram, they're like, what? What's going on?
We throw down on this ping pong table every Wednesday.
Yeah, we do a tournament every Wednesday. That was just your way of bringing up the fact that you won the ping pong tournament.
I did. Me and AJ killed it last night.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened where you guys got set up together. You guys' serves are ridiculous, so you shouldn't be matched up. Anyways, so you want to get into the topics?
Yeah, so what do you want to start off with?
Let's just, I think we start off with, you know what, let's wait on Elon. Let's wait on Elon.
Can we put the inflation story to bed real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just wanted to, we talked about inflation and how tech was going to likely continue to come down. We're starting to see a little bit of that again today. The markets actually ended up bouncing a little bit and a little bit of a rollover as well. Tech stocks are still taking a hit. And I want to kind of just continue to hammer this home. We don't think that all of tech is going to continue to crash or sell off. But I think it's important to understand that the inflation, the side of the inflation that we're seeing is still transitory. We're seeing it in, services. We're seeing it in travel. We're seeing it in materials, and all that stuff is temporary still. So we talked about trusting, or at least I was talking about how I was still trusting the Fed in this, and that because everything right now just seems like it's temporary.
Yeah.
And until we start seeing inflation go up in like things like medicine, in healthcare, or like rentals go up and that sort of thing, it starts to carry over that, then I'd start to get a little bit worried. But all of this stuff is stuff that we kind of expected to have had happen. And I don't think that there's going to be too much more to worry about as far as the stocks that we've talked about getting into and thinking they're going to continue to go up, meaning the cyclicals and that sort of thing. But if you're in a high valuation stock, especially a stock that doesn't have positive earnings, it's going to be a trouble for you as we continue to see rates go up in the 10-year yield and all that good stuff. So I just wanted to put that to bed.
Yeah, and this move down for a lot of tech, a lot of the stocks it's like incredible. Like, it's not surprising that they move down. It is surprising to me how far they continue to move down.
Yeah.
If they bounced here, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. But they likely will continue to go down further.
Yeah.
And that was one thing we wanted to bring here because a couple things keep happening, and I want to just make this crystal clear. We have no intention of selling positions that we're in.
No.
Like, we've moved things around, high conviction stuff. So as far as asking us if we plan to sell, this is the overall tech, and there's going to be some pain. And so this is not one stock individually moving down. This is a grouping of stocks, and we're not trying to time the bottom back in.
Right.
We're just trying to make sure that we have diversification. So as far as the going in, I think that's sort of a moot point from here on out to be like, when are you, or have you sold this? It's safe to say that the high conviction stuff, we're just going to stay in it. I actually added to Airbnb today in light of earnings. It could go down. It very well could go down, but I like it at this level. And so we'll see what happens. But beyond that, the other thing I wanted to bring up was the fact about, we have the overall tech. We're not selling that. But also, I want to personally, I've talked to you about, it's not even about picking stocks anymore. Right now is not the time to think, what should I buy? What should I not buy? Right now, and as far as like tech's concerned.
I was going to say, because it's a stock picker's market right now.
What my thing is for you guys, or as far as our channel is concerned, as it's related to the things that have had 100% plus returns, is looking at your portfolio and figuring out what you have conviction in.
Right.
Because everything's so fickle right now. I don't think the point is what are the best undervalued stock? What are the stocks to buy today? I think it's more about evaluating your overall strategy, evaluating your risk exposure, and evaluating your liquidity.
Yeah.
Because what I've seen, like the average person on this account, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but a lot of people, too much speculative, too much of one industry, and over leveraged in specific positions.
Yeah.
Was that fair to say?
Yeah, I fall into that category. I have way too much pen.
Yeah.
I have way too much Penn National, but I still feel very strongly about it. Like, this sell-off is absolutely insane on Penn. Like it's getting to the point to where it's ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous.
What percentage of your portfolio is in pen?
25%.
And we talk about 20s, kind of the high end. It's not like so ideally for
I
me,
didn't whole account pen, but it still hurts every time this thing moves down.
It does. But like we've mentioned, like for us, like 10% is a good level. But like we've said 20 to 25 can be, you can't have, well, you can do whatever you want. But 4 stocks at 25% probably isn't a sound decision.
Yeah.
But that's not egregious.
Yeah.
And to point out, you actually probably had almost the same weight in Tesla, and you did determine to sell it out.
Yes.
So the point is, you got to look at it. And if your decision is, you know what, I'm going to ride it out, then do that. But I don't think people are looking hard and long enough at their portfolio and making those decisions. Because we all slip into little things like we get comfortable, we start buying this and that. Before we know it, our portfolio is just overweight something. So just consider that.
I do like seeing people in the chat though that at least have some self-awareness and can appreciate the fact that they too are like recognizing that they were way too over leveraged in spec or some of the other high flying overvalued stuff. So I mean that's part of it. That's part of the learning process. If you guys are new over the last year and are starting to realize that, the good thing is that you got time on your side, so you can kind of readjust and learn from some of this stuff.
And you haven't sold it, so it hasn't been realized. Yeah. But that brings me to one of the topics that I want to bring up, and this should be a pretty short, it shouldn't be a long topic, but for you guys joining the Zone the Chaos, thank you guys for joining. The market's crazy chaotic. Our mission is to help you own it, and it is crazy right now.
Yeah.
One thing we want to talk about is how we're hedging. Our portfolio. So not necessarily within the public portfolio, but we have a whole nother account.
Yeah.
We'll just call it the rotational account. We're just making up this name. But it is the hedge. It's hedged because we have an account. It is our dividend bot, but it's built as a hedge.
Yeah.
And so why don't you talk a little bit about the dividend bot and also how it's performed?
Yeah. So for me, we have another business, I guess if you would call it like the parent business of Own the Chaos and some other things. And it's called We Trade HQ, and we have another business partner. His name is Jake, who built a automated trading bot. So it derives off of AI and all that good stuff. It identifies patterns, and we picked dividend stocks specifically for this bot to trade. Now, couple things went well for this. Obviously, timing was on our side.
Well, and let me stop you real quick. We talked about it was the time where rotationals were like we moved the ball forward because we're like, listen, we think about rotational.
We saw the writing on the wall. Correct. Yeah.
So the other thing is, and all the other stuff doesn't necessarily matter too much. The main points are, these are stocks we've picked, and we haven't wanted to actively manage it. But we don't need to actively manage it because dividend stocks don't move as much. So we've picked it, but the bot just makes the trades for us.
Correct. And so but we choose which stocks it actually picks to trade. Yeah. So some of the stuff that I'm in right now, my screen share is not working in our software, so I'm just gonna have to go off of the list here. But I have it pulled up. So right now it's trading Apple, AbbVie, which is a dividend aristocrat, and that was kind of like the foundation. Was the dividend aristocrats is what we really want to go into. Yeah. Goldman Sachs, Maine, which is a REIT, which is a REIT, ORC is a monthly dividend, which is really awesome. AT&T, Verizon, and ExxonMobil. Now, what do all of these have in common? They're all value stocks, every last one of them, and they're also in areas that we've talked about. That you should be rotating into, and the proof is in the pudding. I'm looking at the bot right now, and year to date we're up 23.36%, which is outpacing the market quite considerably. The S&P right now is up around year to date S&P is 8.47%. So it's crushing it. Yeah. And it's just doing really, really well. So we've talked about like having multiple streams of income. Talked about having diversification. And so, while I have my Webull account that's pretty heavy and kind of some of the high flyers in the high flyers a lot and stuff like that, and is a little bit over leveraged and things like Penn and Airbnb, I have something like this that's kind of also working for me as well and doing a really, really good job at it.
And the point is, you don't have to have a Dividend account. You don't even have to have the bot. You could do what we've created here very easily. It has monthly dividends. We're actually adding growth stocks to it as well to kind of diversify it and potentially, probably shouldn't give too much away, but an options component to that.
Yeah.
And yes, I don't know if Stuart Castro's here, but Stuart Castro, yes, we know you're interested in it and you want it. We'll get it to you. But we're adding these components that are going to help it become more holistic.
Yep.
But the point is, you guys can do this as well. This is a diversification play for us, a hedge for us. And so making sure you have, it doesn't just have to be dividends, but like other industries. And that's the one great thing about that. That is very well diverse because we have different industries. We have different dividend payouts. We have just different exposure, and it's very balanced. So it's very hard for our emotion to get involved into it.
I literally just don't look at it every day for that reason.
Yeah.
Like I want to take emotion out of it. I just want to do its thing and trust the process. And it's been killing it. I mean, 23.37% is absolutely demolishing the market, and it's slow increments. It doesn't have crazy wild days. It just has nice steady days, and you still have red days here and there, but overall it's just been doing really, really well.
Yeah, and two quick comments. Donna Lindsay, who is a bot holder, who has that bot as well.
Yeah.
My bot account is the only one that is green. I just wish I had more money in it. Hey, it's a long-term account, so you can add over time.
That's
and
right.
Tim G says, ask, do you need to have a specific amount in the account for the bot? No, you don't. If you're interested in more details, and we do webinars from time to time, info sessions, you can go ahead and visit ownthechaos.com, ask a question, and just tell us you're interested in the bot and if you want more information, and you can sign up for the next Q&A session we have as far as the bot's concerned. I don't want to make this about selling the bot, but just letting people know this thing is crushing it, and it's having green days, and it's doing really well, and it has been good timing. So kudos to those Q members who are already in it. Guys, if... And if you guys are interested in joining the crew, click that join button next to the subscribe.
Yes.
Sorry, why did this slip my mind?
Join button next to subscribe.
Click that join button next to subscribe, and you too can join the crew and get access to fun stuff like the bot. Next up, you want to get into Elon?
Let's get into Elon, man.
So your title is Elon Musk crashes Bitcoin.
I mean, he pretty much single-handedly did that last night when he came out with a tweet that says Tesla's no longer going to be accepting payments for vehicles via Bitcoin, and everybody lost their damn mind. We were literally in the middle of Man Meal, and I mentioned something to Fat Man Zoom about it, and I was just like, bro, we just got off our live stream, and then this comes out.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpackage here. It seems very straightforward, but there's a lot to unpackage here. And just to look at the overall crypto market, it seems like it's trying to come back a little bit, but Bitcoin fell below 50K. It's at 49K right now. Ethereum fell below 4K, well below 4K. It's at 3,600, but it fell below 3,500.
Yeah.
And Doge is Doge. It's down 12% at 38 cents. But it's sort of all the crypto seem to fall from there.
Yeah.
But there's some things that we need to pull out of this tweet that we need to make sure is a good point to point out. One thing, Tesla suspended vehicle purchases. Okay. Suspended. Their goal is to allow you to buy Tesla with Bitcoin.
Yes.
So that's the first key point.
Correct.
They want that.
Yeah.
So I think that Elon is trying to put a little bit of pressure on that issue to be addressed. Okay. And how better of a move than to say, you know, we're not going to allow it as a purchasing form of payment. The other thing is they're not selling their own Bitcoin, which a lot of people are talking about that. They're not selling their Bitcoin. And I want to get into that.
There's lots of controversy with that.
But I think there's a very good argument as far as that's concerned. And the third, and shout out to Don Fron. I need to give Don Fron credit for this because he was the first one to really throw it out on his TikTok, which is everybody got lost in the fact that he's keeping his 1.5, or Tesla's keeping their 1.5 billion. He said they're looking to other cryptos.
Yeah.
And Don Fron, I'll let you go to TikTok into which one he thinks that they're going to invest in.
Don Fron show, yeah.
But that opens up other cryptos, which is even bigger. So let's start with the 1.5 billion that they did not sell, and what's the controversy, as you say?
Yeah, so I real quick, I gotta say that on Twitter, don't buy Tesla and hashtag Doge for Tesla are both trending on Twitter. So there you have it as far as what people are thinking. And actually, we just looked at this before we went live. Between Elon, SpaceX, and Tesla, they own around $5 billion worth of Bitcoin, which kind of does play into some controversial, I guess, discussion, because you have Tesla coming out and saying that they're not going to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment to buy their vehicles, yet, and because of how they feel from an ethics perspective on how it impacts the environment and the way that they mine Bitcoin, yet they own $5 billion collectively of this asset. And so you're like, well, if you feel that passionately about it, why are you even holding it in the first place? And I think that that's where a lot of people are drawing some contention for this whole situation.
This is a legitimate question. I don't know the answer to this. I think I know the answer to this, but I don't know. That $5 billion worth of Bitcoin, which I'm going to say on the record, I don't even know if that's true.
I pulled it from multiple sources.
1.5 billion is from confirmed.
On Tesla's balance sheet,
Yes. So it's surprising that something else has more, but that's my personal feelings.
Okay.
My question is, of that $5 billion, if we just all agree that it is $5 billion, how much does it cost or how much energy does it require for that $5 billion from today moving forward?
It doesn't cost any energy to hold it from today moving forward.
Zero. Okay. That's just a point I want to make. It costs zero energy. So to sell it is stupid.
Okay.
You know, like that's my thought. We talked about, and I'll just touch on this really quickly. Them buying it as a store of value is different than saying, hey, open the floodgates for people to purchase it.
Yeah.
That's a one lump sum payment, or 1 month lump sum purchase. And so here's my argument where I understand the sentiment, but it's not, the issue isn't how much energy it's using. The issue is the rising rate of how much energy it requires. So back in February, when Tesla bought 1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, since then, it's now requires 20% more energy to actually mine it. Does that change your mind?
Not really.
Because if you think about it, in the course of 3 months, to go from, and the specific number, and this is from University of Cambridge, they estimate that for a transaction, for it to mine, it had reached 147.8, not per transaction, I'm sorry, 147.8 terawatts. A 20% increase of anything over the 3 months. Think about your account. If your account went up over 3 months, 20%, you'd be crazy. The rate is the issue. And so if that pattern continues, does that mean that when back then it was 121 terawatts per hour for crypto mining, does that mean that it's going to be over 200 by the end of the year? Because that's what it looks like. I don't know enough about the rate of growth, but like that to me is what stood out. And I was like, holy shit, that absolutely makes sense. If I was on the board, I would absolutely be like, hey guys, do you notice this? Like we can't allow it.
I definitely hear you on that point. I think the other part of it though is that it seems contradictory based off of how they are viewing this and how this impacts the environment. And here you are holding it on your balance sheet. So it's like, that's the other thing. Like if this is the hill you're going to die on, yet you're continuing to hold it, like what does that represent?
Well, I don't think he's dying on a hill. I think they made it, and we got to separate Elon from a company. Elon made a tweet on behalf of the company. So let's be clear.
Yeah.
People say Elon, Tesla made a decision. This wasn't Elon's decision. Elon is the spokesperson.
Yeah.
It's the board's decision. So, my point is that I would buy into your argument if he said we are never accepting Bitcoin. I think that is a smart move because the problem with crypto is the lack of regulation. And so all people are going to do is try to grow Bitcoin as fast as they can. Nobody's sitting there caring about anything other than the fact of let's freaking get Bitcoin to the moon. And so somebody's got to basically say, hold up, we love this, which he has been clear on. He loves Bitcoin. We love this, but guys, somebody's got to be able to monitor this. So my point is that he provided a clear path on how it would come back, and he very well wants Bitcoin to be offered as a purchasing mechanism. And so that's why I don't have a problem, is because he said, hey, if you address this issue, then we're good. And I think it's as simple as, not that it has to be to the floor, but it needs to be in a downward pattern, not in an upward pattern.
When did they, how long has it been since they started accepting payment for it?
It was around the same time.
In February?
Well, I think they announced it in February, but I think it was after February that they actually allowed the purchases.
I thought it was after February too.
I thought it was April or something.
I thought it was April. So that's what I'm saying. Like you allow, so to your argument, as far as the increase in energy usage,
nobody knew that was going to happen. That's 20% before you blinked.
In April is what I'm saying, is when they allowed allowed people to buy vehicles in April. So it's been what, maybe 3-4 weeks.
But you got to understand, large businesses' decisions are made way before then they're executed. Like,
I do understand.
For you to suspend that. Well, I'm not saying you don't understand, but the better word is, what we have to remember is decisions don't work like that in businesses. Yeah. Like, that decision to take purchases probably happened last year. You know what I mean? Like, for us to say.
So but then, I guess people would be like, so then why didn't the decision to stop this? Why was that so quick? I guess after the fact that they allowed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
that's a fair point.
That's a span in between, them allowing to buy vehicles with Bitcoin versus not allowing was just like so short. It's just like, why? It feels like he's flip flopping. That's I guess the perception that it's giving.
Because to execute something is much harder. They're not pulling it. The decision to pull it is a long process. The decision to hit the pause button is not. I think what's getting lost is it's the pause button, people. Yeah. Remember, it's the pause button.
Yeah.
Now, here's the last piece. And we can talk about this more in level 3. And this is just a fun conversation. But the last piece is other cryptocurrencies. And I think that's the bigger piece. And so he says, we are looking at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy per transaction. Bitcoin's energy per transaction is a little over 700 kilowatt hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would we say is on the table?
Doge.
Well, how much is it?
I don't know.
Per kilowatt. Okay, what else
I
is on the table?
I know it's not much. I know that's why he liked it in the first place.
And I'm going to tell you, but what else would you say, okay, well, let me think about?
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. I know that's one of the reasons.
I think most people would think Ethereum. Like,
yeah.
When you say crypto, you're going to say Ethereum.
Yeah. I was just thinking like energy-wise, but yeah.
So we don't know energy-wise, but we know the cryptos that are out there that are like, oh, shoot, let's start scrambling and looking. And so I've pulled those numbers for you, Brad.
You got 60 seconds.
And we have, so as far as Ethereum, it's off the table. So it has to be anything less, let's just say less than 10 kilowatt hours to mine per transaction. Ethereum's at 62, off the table. Litecoin's at 18.5, close, off the table. Doge is at 0.12.
That's what, yeah.
And he just did a poll that asked people, should they buy Doge? It could be possible. XRP is the lowest of all crypto. It's 0.0079. Shout out to XRP.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you have it.
It'll be a future conversation.
It'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds and transpires. I would laugh my ass off if it comes back 2 weeks later and we're back on. So let us know what you guys think about that. We're just about ready getting to the close here. We got less than 60 seconds to go before the market is closed. We are keeping our eyes very closely on, and I'll bring us over to Webull right now. We can take a look here at Airbnb as it's being traded on the 5-minute chart here. Airbnb has earnings after hours. Their estimated earnings per share is going to be I had this pulled up. Let me see. Estimated earnings per share, a loss of $1.19. This is what actually has me nervous about the inflation conversation we had. If they come in for a loss, still, it makes me nervous. But Disney also has earnings after hours. Their estimated earnings per share are 27 cents. And then DoorDash, another one coming in an expected loss of 26 cents as well. So these are the three main ones. Feel free to shout us out in the chat. Let us know which ones you're looking at. If you guys want us to pull those up too, we certainly can do that.
Yeah. I'm really excited about.
I'm excited about Disney.
Disney.
Yeah.
That's the one. I could care less about DoorDash. I hate that company.
Yeah.
But it is important. I mean, it should be interesting how that goes. Cardano's garbage. I'm just cherry picking some stuff here. Cardano's garbage. You guys are sheep. Sorry, I'm just kidding, guys. Not really. The other thing, what was I going to say?
Oh, Blink has earnings after hours too, but don't expect much out of them, guys.
Somebody said, I'm surprised Doge didn't go up, which I would agree with that. I am surprised.
That it just came down with the rest of crypto.
Worse, yeah. It fell worse.
Yeah.
So, like, I would think that people get excited, like, oh, shoot, here we go, because he said other cryptocurrencies. Don't sleep on freaking Tesla doing their own thing either.
Yeah.
Facebook's doing it.
Create their own crypto.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it. It's a new thing. It's like 2017 all over again.
Yep.
All right, so after hours trading, not too much. I'm not looking and seeing anything too crazy just yet. Airbnb slightly down after hours. Disney slightly up. DoorDash up, slightly up, and BLNK is slightly up as well. Doesn't look like anything's reacting towards earnings being out just yet, but we're going to continue to keep an eye on this.
I got to shout out Rajiv. It's 4 a.m. his time.
In Singapore, right? He's from Singapore? She's from Singapore? Do we know if this is male or female?
Well, I guess we're about to find out.
Him or her?
I think Rajiv is I'm just going to go in and say it's a male.
Okay.
I got the numbers on my side. I got the law of averages on my side.
90% chance it's a dude.
Yeah. Well, I think 85% chance.
Ooh.
Our channel is like 85% male. What do we got?
Airbnb is on the move right now. It's up 4% after hours.
Yep, Rajiv's a man. Got it.
There we go.
Are you Singapore, Rajiv?
Yeah, I thought you said Singapore.
5151's from Singapore. I love my Singapore peeps. I would love to go to Singapore.
Me too. We got to make it happen.
As it tries to go red.
Yeah. Airbnb did shoot up about 4% right out of the gate. Continuing to watch this. Don't have the actual numbers in just yet. As soon as I do, I'll definitely be handing them off to you. And then now it does go red here in after hours trading. Pretty wild. It's still early yet, so we're just going to have to wait to see if investors do digest this a little bit. Down now 3% after hours. This sucks. Not gonna lie. Not feeling real good about it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Hertz beat earnings. Isn't Hertz getting acquired? I thought they were getting acquired. Chapter 11. I'm pretty sure that's what was happening. 5151 says, I want in on Airbnb if it tanks. Yeah, here's the thing. So Airbnb broke a crucial resistance today, or support rather, at around 137. That's where I had it here, and then it broke through that today. So I wasn't feeling all that optimistic to begin with. Now, if this continues to go down, I think 121 is certainly on the table here. That would not feel great either, but we'll continue to watch that as it's now down around 5%. Still waiting on those official numbers to come in. But there's something that somebody doesn't like about this.
Is this right?
What's up?
Airbnb expects Q2 revenue at similar levels to that of Q2 2019, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
It looks like they came in. Is it right? So here's what I have. Somebody confirm this. Loss of $1.95 a share. Revenue beat 886 million versus 841 million.
Yeah, so they missed. Their estimated earnings per share.
Somebody confirmed that.
From the street was a loss of $1.19. You said $1.90 something?
$1.95. Wait, is it a dollar? Hold up. Is this a typo? Hold on.
I was going to say, because that makes no sense.
Loss of $1.95. Somebody wrote $1.95.
No, somebody. Yeah, I have $1.95 as well. Actually,
so I got both here.
I have
$1.95 seems like a huge beat.
Yeah, $1.95 revenue, $887 versus $727 estimates.
Okay, I hope it's $1.95.
Nope, it is the loss of $1.95. Sorry.
So we're getting 2 answers as well.
Yep. I think the official number is a loss of $1.95.
I think that's more likely.
Sales came in 887. They beat the sales estimate of 713. Yeah. It's interesting, especially given like the social ARB DD that we were doing on this.
Yeah.
And it's still like maybe it's the next quarter that they blow this out of the water, but I just I don't know how they don't blow the next expectations out of the water this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially,
I'm not listen. I'm not sold that like this isn't going to be moving back up tomorrow and open. I mean, it could keep going down, but like we've seen this before. Like obviously we got to listen to the earnings, but I don't know. There's a lot of upside.
Disney is also down after hours around 4%. There looks like they came in at 49 cents. Is that right? Let's move over to Disney right now. It's down around 5% after hours.
They came in 79 cents a share, 31 cent estimates.
Yeah.
They slightly missed revenue.
Yeah, it looks like they missed revenue.
Their Disney Plus paid subscribers, 103.6 million versus 94 million quarter over quarter.
So now they're officially over 100 million subscribers. That's incredible.
I think weren't they over 100 million last quarter or no? Well, that's not incredible because their expectations were 110 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 90 something.
No. Quarter over quarter. So
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Year over year.
Okay.
So last year they were at 94 million. I'm sorry, guys. This is Twitter numbers, which you always have to take with a grain of salt. But 110 million was the expectation. 104 was what they came in at.
Interesting. Okay. I don't think this isn't the whole story with Disney, though, too. You know, I would like to see, maybe we'll hear something from them on the report as far as the Disneyland reopening.
Yeah.
Because Disney's a lot more than just streaming. And so their largest revenue driver is now going to be, and we didn't even talk about the CDC relaxing some of their guidelines as well. You know, if you're fully vaccinated, you can be indoors without a mask in certain situations, that sort of thing. So things are going to continue to look up for Disney. This would definitely be a huge dip buy for me if this falls back down. Not necessarily because of earnings, but like just because future outlook for here, I think is going to be incredible.
A company like Disney, though, cannot miss on earnings. You just can't.
Yeah.
Especially revenue. How do you miss on revenue?
I mean, I think part of it is they're still recovering. You know, not all of the parks were open still, and they still have Paris that's been shut down.
But revenues are, if you're this old of a company, revenues are a forecast. How do you miss on a forecast?
Right.
Apple doesn't miss forecasts.
Correct, yeah.
And this is the end of COVID, not the beginning of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand how you do that because everybody's shooting low.
That is interesting.
And that's the other thing is the market expects you to shoot low on your expectations, and you missed on a low ball.
Yeah.
If you did lowball it.
Coinbase, we didn't talk about that, but Coinbase did have earnings today as well. They beat, looks like, 305 to the 299 estimates. It's down around 2.5% after hours, but it's starting to move back up.
Okay.
Coinbase, their sales, 1.8 billion. They did miss that to 1.81 billion estimates. They missed it by $1 million. But they beat on earnings pretty decently. DoorDash is green after hours right now. Interesting. 1.32% up and after hours trading right now. It doesn't look like it's reacting to anything, so I don't know if numbers are out yet or not. But not too much volatility going on right there. Airbnb starting to actually come back a little bit. It was down as much as 5% this earlier in after hours trading here.
Yeah.
Starting to climb back a little. We'll see how this reacts.
Cutting into it. Come on, baby.
Man, what a rough earnings day. Coinbase is down 3%.
DoorDash doing?
DoorDash is barely green at 0.45%. Blink also had earnings. Don't have those numbers yet, but it is down almost 4% as well. there's nothing that's necessarily surprising except for Disney is the one that I'm most surprised about. And I would venture to say Airbnb too. Like I feel as if they have a soft outlook right now.
Yeah. Arfan, I do have the 250 order. It came to $250.51.
Did it really?
$250.51, and it didn't fill.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, the order's still there, baby. It's good to cancel.
Zeke for Bleak, I definitely agree. It says Airbnb will be big come summer, which we're in that quarter. We're getting ready to kind of split that quarter here at the end of June. So yeah, I mean, I have no desire to sell Airbnb. This probably will be an opportunity to add for some of you, or if you're not in it, could be a good opportunity to grab a starter because we're damn near where we were IPO day at this point.
Yeah. Speaking of IPO day, Coinbase just hit 247.88.
Starting to come back a little.
My portfolio is so down I can't feel pain anymore.
I'm just numb.
Yeah.
Oh, DoorDash, 10% jump after hours.
Holy hell.
Boner candle. Right out of the gate like that. That's crazy. Disney is not taking off, Elise. Hate to break it to you. Taking off to the downside. DoorDash came in 34 cents versus a loss of 23 cents. Is that right? Revenues 1.07 versus 980 million. 1.7 billion versus 980 million. That's pretty good.
Wow, 34 cents? That's wild.
Yeah. Huge beat. Huge beat. That's pretty crazy. Damn. That is pretty crazy. All right, so we got a few of them in already. It looks like Coinbase beat earnings, missed on revenue. Don't have BLNK earnings just yet, but it seems to be kind of non-reactionary so far after hours. DoorDash seems to be the big winner right now at 8.24% up after hours trading on a pretty massive beat. Disney missed earnings and is now down 4.25%. I think this is a good buying opportunity, to be honest with you, if I'm giving my opinions out here. And then Airbnb down modestly, only around 2%, and after hours trading on an earnings miss as well, which I am very surprised about. Here we go. Blink came in, missed a loss of 18 cents versus a loss of 17 cents. Sales came in 2.2 million and beat that estimate at 1.98. So I guess that's why it's a little bit flat. It's actually trying to go green here after hours as well. Airbnb trying to claw its way back here. Could we see some green out of this? So that looks halfway decent. David Shock says Airbnb is going to slam it on Q2 and Q3. I still have to believe that it does. Like,
oh yeah,
this doesn't like make me a non-believer in Airbnb.
Listen, we're going for green tomorrow morning. Come on, baby.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fighting. We're fighting the good fight.
Speaking of which, Blink just actually went green after hours as well. Take a look at those earnings. Again, slight miss on Blink, but sales were up a ton. Sometimes investors like that. If they beat on sales, they're making money. Sometimes that's all they care about. But again, just remember, we talked about inflation. We talked about rising rates.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a company who is operating in the red every quarter and you're not coming in on positive earnings, it's going to be a lot tougher for your stock, not necessarily the company, but the stock in particular, because of those rising rates. So just keep that in mind as we look at this stuff. But yeah, DoorDash is pulling back a little bit. It's down now, or it's up only 4.5% compared to what we saw. It was up 10% at one point, and Blink is actually going up now. It's up over 5%.
Oh shit! I'm down with Blink. I can get down with Blink.
Yeah, man. Charging station. This isn't a stock that's going away. This company is going to continue to grow. It's still very, very tiny. And it's still overvalued from a fundamental standpoint and forward PE, but it's definitely not going away.
What's up, Bruce?
Once people start falling in love again with EVs and renewable energy, this is definitely going to be a leader in that space.
Well, it was one of our stocks in the top infrastructure plays, and, and there's money to be invested in that. So Blink
definitely
stands to benefit.
Yeah, if you can handle this, if you can weather the storm or something like this, I think you'll be rewarded.
Did Airbnb just go green?
It sure did.
Lighters talking shit.
It's up. Who was talking shit?
He's just messing.
Oh, yeah. Airbnb is up 2% now after hours. What a wild earnings season, man! Like Apple, Amazon have their best quarters in the history of their companies, selling off like crazy. Airbnb misses, and now it's green.
Zeke, I don't mind ChargePoint. I think ChargePoint's a good play if you want that exposure. For the top infrastructure, we picked Blink over ChargePoint. Just felt like there was more upside opportunity for that company. But I think either one you could be okay with. Yeah, Blink has 38% short interest. Wow.
Blink does? That's not surprising.
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
We can keep watching, or what? I'm down for whatever.
I think that we're good.
Airbnb goes red. You suck up. Just kidding. It's going to be green tomorrow, people. I'm telling you, mark my words.
Listen, I hope you're right. I would love it if you're right. So Disney estimated an additional $1.2 billion impact on Disney parks. And this is what I was thinking. Experiences and products segment operating income compared to the prior year. Airbnb's outlook here says sales and bookings show strong growth as travel makes a comeback. Kind of that narrative that we were spinning as well. So that could be why people are buying this up. And it's so low, it's so crazy. But I think that's going to do it for me too, man. There's 182 of you guys in here. Certainly appreciate you hanging out and being part of the live stream, allowing us to be part of your afternoon. If you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up and helping support the channel, I certainly would appreciate it. So just a recap, we talked about a lot of stuff this afternoon. If you guys came in late, I'll be putting up some clips, so make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified when I do that. Coinbase, beat earnings, missed out on some sales. I think I have that the other way around.
You have it the other way around.
Yeah. Blink missed earnings barely, but actually popped on sales, so it did really good there. DoorDash knocked it out of the park on all their metrics. Disney missed earnings. Airbnb missed earnings as well.
Right. You're right. Sorry.
But so, yeah, I mean, this is interesting earnings day, interesting earnings season, man. We should do like a recap, one of these streams, of just once earnings. I think we're starting to come to the tail end of it here. We should just do like a recap of our reaction to the whole earnings season because it's been wild.
Kev Smith, we love you too. Chaos Crew people. We'll see you guys in Discord. If you guys are interested, click that join button next to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Our next time live will be Sunday. Stockwatch Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Fridays are off days now, folks.
Hell yeah.
We should go do some golfing.
All right, guys.
Have a great day. Hit that like button on your way out. We will see you on Sunday.
Bye. Bitches.